Previously, in Brightwall. And I promise, with every fiber of my being, with every ounce of blood and sweat and tears I can manage, until my last dying breath, I will not let you down.
Interesting proposal, Mr. Cooper, if not a little rambling and long-winded. Prosecution, do you have a rebuttal?
Yeah. Everything he just said is bullshit.
Works for me! Guilty on all charges!
Wait, what?
You are hereby sentenced to immediate death by firing squad!
Wait, what? The Brightwall Podcast, Season 1, Episode 6. The Brightwall Podcast is brought to you by listeners like you. If you would like to help out production, please go to patreon.com/emptysquare to become an official backer. I don't suppose we can talk about this, can we? I feel like we're being a little bit rushed and maybe a tad bit harsh, and maybe we just need a couple minutes to hang out and think this whole thing through.
We did talk about it. You went on a whole almost 30-minute rant on your whole life story. It was really unnecessary, if you ask me. This just gets the problem out of the way faster.
What problem? I'm telling you, Danny is alive and I can find him.
Different problem.
Are you being vague on purpose?
Kinda, yeah.
Well, I mean, you might as well tell me what's going on, right? I'm a dead man. A dead man can't ruin...
Nice try. But I have also seen literally any movie ever made.
You can't blame me for trying.
Can and will. Anyway, this seems like as good a spot as any. Drop into his knees.
A desolate spot in the forest just outside of Brightwall? What, you're not going to make me dig my own grave, too?
Why? You want to die tired? Plus, this is an official act of the Brightwall government, not some mafia-style hit job. There are rules.
Oh, well, excuse the fuck out of me. Far be it from me to gum up the works of bureaucracy.
You want to die sarcastic, too?
In my defense, it's how I lived.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to witness the execution of Andrew something or other.
Cooper, are you kidding me? It's got to be on a form somewhere. We did a whole thing where
As he is set to face his punishment for the vicious murder and execution of one Daniel Penelope Ingram.
It's not his middle name. Are you just making stuff up now, or what's
to be witnessed by the crowd to prove that justice has been done. Andrew something or other, how do you plead?
What? Not guilty. 1,000 times not guilty. We've been through this. I did a whole thing.
Let the record show that the criminal believes he's not guilty. More just a formality for the paperwork stuff. It doesn't really actually change anything. Now, what are your final words?
I am an innocent man, and this whole thing is a farce, a miscarriage of justice. You're out of order. This whole damn courtroom's out of order.
Oh, like we haven't heard that one before. Real original, podcast boy.
Wait, Craig, let's think about this. All right, man, you don't have to take orders from them. You know, like a man chooses, a slave obeys, right? You can just stand up. No, Craig, no.
Gee, he felt funny.
Did it happen? Did I bullet the shooting of my... Am I dead? Is this what being dead feels like? Because I'm gonna be real with you, there's not a whole lot of difference right now.
You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?
Who's there? Hello?
You are dead.
Well, I guess I can't really be upset. I knew this was coming. Are you God?
No.
Oh, fuck. Are you Satan?
No.
Oh. Was it one of the Hindu gods? I tried, man, but there's just so many of you, and
No.
Okay, then who are you?
They call me the Watcher.
Who are they?
The connection between all of humanity.
Is the connection between all of humanity supposed to sound like somebody who watched a lot of True Detective Season 1?
So I see now why someone shot you.
Yeah, I guess I should be thankful that it didn't happen sooner. So, what's going on?
We've been paying attention, Andrew. Your ability to sway people into giving you what you want. Your tenacious attitude and your determination to find out the truth has made you important to us.
Who is us?
All in good time.
Important to you how? What exactly do you do?
Andrew, you're an intelligent man, so it may have occurred to you that Brightwall is different than the other towns you've been to.
It has crossed my mind, yes.
Then it will not be surprising to you that there is a reason for all of this.
A reason? What reason could there possibly be for this place? Nothing here makes sense. There's random attacks from random monsters on any given day.
We know.
Great, so what are you doing about it?
Watching.
Oh well, thank Christ for that. What would we ever do without you?
And making sure it doesn't get worse.
This is as good as it gets?
In a manner of speaking, I suppose so, yes. You see, Brightwall stands at a crossroads between your world and ours. Think of it like a cork in a bottle. Should the cork be removed, all of its contents will spill out. So it is for Brightwall. For everything you have seen already. Things thousands of times worse are waiting just below the surface.
And you're making sure things stay where they are.
We make sure Brightwall stays as safe as it can be. We also make sure Brightwall is as secure as it can be. We also make sure it is as secret as it can be.
And up until a couple weeks ago, we were doing a pretty good job at that last one.
Ah. Whoops.
Yeah. Whoops.
So then I'm confused as to why I'm not dead yet, because it seems as though the Brightwall government killing me off is a win for you guys too.
The thought
crossed our minds.
but we decided that Andrew Cooper is more used to us alive than dead.
Well, that's the nicest thing an ageless deity has ever said to me.
There are issues
in Brightwall that even we can't foresee. Cracks are starting to form in the protective layer we've spent so long trying to form.
And what can I do to stop that? I mean, you want somebody to host a game show or something, I'm probably your man, but keep the essence of evil at bay? Man, I can barely do a pull-up.
Your upper body strength is pathetic substandard, yes.
But that shouldn't be an issue. Besides, you've already started to assist us. It's why we brought you here.
You brought me here?
You're a smart man, Andrew. I think you've already figured it out, haven't you?
Danny?
In a sense.
I'm gonna need a minute here, man. I'm almost positive that I saw you being abducted by a sentient hunk of dirt.
We needed a reason to bring you here, so we invented one.
So nothing here is real.
On the contrary,
it's all
been real.
You just needed something a little bit
more personal to bring you in.
I mean, any of these stories would have been interesting enough for me to come here. Why specifically this one?
An abduction of a friend. A well-loved person who was snatched in their life for a little hope of recovery. I think you know why that appeals so much.
Okay, just... I get it, man. You're just throwing a lot at me right now.
And I'm afraid you can know better.
How so?
Now you have a choice to make.
We require your assistance in keeping Brightwall safe. We feel that you are the best person for the job at this current moment. You may join us to continue to keep Brightwall safe and under wraps from the public at large, for we fear the knowledge is too great for them to know yet, or you may decline and remain in the suspended limbo for all eternity.
That's not exactly a choice, now is it?
You are dead.
Should you help us, we will use what we can to bring you back in order to help our cause.
If you should decline, then we have no reason to assist you.
You know, for an ageless deity, you have a very capitalist view on things.
Make your choice now.
But what happens if I say yes? What's my job?
Make your choice now.
There's so many more questions, though. Do I get to leave right after the job is done? Does the job have an end date? How long am I here for?
Make your choice now. We'll have 10 seconds to reply.
Okay, man. Damn. I'm in, I guess.
Acknowledged. We will be watching.
Please tell me you heard that too.
This concludes our broadcast day.
gotta talk, you and I, alright? I know you guys heard what just happened, and I don't know how you heard it, but I know you did. I need somebody to hear about what exactly is happening, and it's gonna be you guys. And I know, they literally just told me that one of my jobs is to keep Brightwall and all this nonsense secret, but you guys aren't gonna tell anyone, are you? No, then I think we're good. Okay. Okay, I did eventually wake up right where they left me, in the middle of nowhere forest just outside of Brightwall. So that told me the rules right off the bat, right? There's no time travel, there was no rewind. Everything happened exactly like it did, and everything was exactly where I left it. Things were normal, or as normal as things can be in this stupid town. Physically, nothing seemed to have changed, but the spirit of the place was irrevocably different. The world around you seems to change after you get shot and killed, which is a sentence I never thought I'd have to say. I thought about just walking up to my apartment and... Alright, it's a hotel room. And getting my head on straight, but I realized at this point, I was dead, or I should be dead, so me getting up and walking around like nothing ever happened was probably going to be cause for alarm. So I took the long way around. I slithered to the back streets, pretending I was some sort of bank robber or getaway driver who knew the city inside and out, trying to avoid the police. But to be perfectly honest, I was kind of stumbling around, finding places where people put their trash and following various cats around. They would know better than I do anyway. I had to admit I was stymied, stuck in a position where I had no forward momentum and I couldn't go backward even if I wanted to. I don't know what would happen to me if I tried to leave, but I didn't exactly want to be the guy to find out, you know? My only option was to try to find out more about the Watchers, whoever they are, whatever they are. I tried to break down everything I learned into bullet points. This is what I know. At the end of the day, Danny doesn't exist. Or if he does, not in the way I thought. He was a ploy to get me here to Brightwall. Brightwall is essentially like a plug for bad shit, I guess. He didn't really specify, but seeing things I've already seen, I can't imagine what could be hidden, you know? But my job, I guess, is to find out what's breaking through, which is an auspicious task, if I'm to be honest. I don't really know what they expect me to do any different than they are. Plus, they seem to have the whole supernatural powers thing on their side, whereas I can't drive a stick shift. I tried to find a place that was quiet so I could sit down and think and rest for the first time in what felt like years. Dying really takes a lot out of you. So I returned to the only place in the town that I remembered as being halfway comfortable and quiet. The library. Like I remembered, there was no one here. No one had been here probably since I was last here. A strange comforting notion. For some reason I thought it could be safe. I opened up the dusty doors and walked along the dusty carpet and sank into a dusty chair. And I just sat. I don't even know how long it was. It felt like hours, but it also felt like no time at all. Nothing makes sense here, not even time. I figured that since I was here I would do some research. Now, from what I can recall, 90% of these books are absolute nonsense, but if even one of them can tell me something, literally anything, at this point, I counted it as a win. It doesn't even need to be about Brightwall. I'll take a decent recipe for lentil soup at this point. I couldn't shake the feeling that I had been here before and I had done all these things, looked through all these books. I'm getting a constant feeling of deja vu. It just wouldn't leave. I was sure that I had never been here before. Never looked through these specific books. Never found anything worthwhile, anyway. And if I had, look at this place. Metaphorically, I know it's a podcast. But look at this place. It smelled like old books and sandpaper. But still, this feeling of being on the cusp of something huge just wouldn't leave me. It became maddening. I was forgetting something important. Something so important that it would be impossible to forget, and yet here we are. Something about a book. I got a book, or something told me about a book, or I read a book once. That doesn't help. I've read like 4 books in my life, and that's way too many to go over right now. And then it hit me. Remembering back a couple of days, everything became weirdly hazy. Memories slipped out of my brain like trying to keep water in cupped hands. I could sense it, and I could see it in my brain, but when I tried to concentrate on it, it would leave. Book. Informations. Something I had learned. I got a book about something. I had learned something. Somebody told me something important. Something nobody else knew, or nobody else believed, or nobody else wanted to believe. Who told me? Why would it lead me to a library? I looked around a little bit and focused on my legs. I didn't really realize how dirty I was after waking up in a dirt pit that was almost my grave. I'm gonna have to do some serious laundry when I finally get home. I got everything from food stains to dirt stains to grass stains to... Wait a minute. Grass stains. Why did grass stains trigger something in my mind? Grass stains. Something about grass or stains. The future is in the stains. That doesn't make any sense. Then again, I guess nothing makes sense. What was it? It's... Oh my sweet Christ, grass stain Gertie. I had forgotten all about her. Impossible, right? I'd never thought so, but something blocked my memory from my brain. Grass stain Gertie told me about something in the leadership of Brightwall. There was a book. I got a book from the library. Grasstain already told me about the book. It was a real book. The raven-looking librarian led me to actual books. There are actual books somewhere here. It's all coming back to me now. But I couldn't remember anything from the book itself. I don't think I actually read it. How could I forget something like that? So much information that seems so necessary. And did I just throw it aside? That didn't seem right. Something must have come up, but I don't remember what it was. I need to find that book again. It had to be somewhere in the hotel room. It's not like I go anywhere else. Which means, unfortunately, I have to go back there somehow. But there's no way it's been left untouched. If they found me, they must have found out where I was staying, right? Although I guess I've got nothing left to lose. So I got up and ran out of the library, completely forgetting myself and the approach I took last time. But I was a man with a plan. I had to get that book, and I had to find out the information it told me. And I had to figure out why I forgot everything. That seems so unlike me. After about a 10-minute run walk, I found my motel room. It looked as though somebody had absolutely trashed the entire building. I worried about it for a second, thinking they had overturned the place. But then I remembered that's just kind of how it always looks, so... I mean, honestly, it's a 50-50 shot right now. I ran up to my room and tried to get in, but somebody had locked it. I checked my pockets for the keys, but they weren't there anymore. Figures, they killed me and looted me. That's just bad form. I tried checking the window to see if I could crawl through it, but they were closed shut tight as well. Do I bust down the door? I don't want to be rude, but honestly, would anybody notice? As I lined up to get a running start to shoulder charge the door in, the cleaning lady made her way up to the stairs. Which was kind of ridiculous, seeing as though I have literally never seen a cleaning lady here in all the weeks I've been here. But, you know, gift horses and looking them in the mouth and such. I asked her if there was any way to get into the building without a key. If there was a spare, or if she had a skeleton key that somebody had. She looked at me as though I had 3 heads, stared at the door for a second, and knocked really hard above the doorknob. The door swung open. Thanks, I said, relieved that I could get back into my room, but also a little worried that it was so easy to break into. Different problem for a different day, I guess. Somehow, by the grace of God, the room seemed to be pretty much untouched. My computer with all the files in it were still there. Hell, even my wallet was still on the table. For a corrupt government, they weren't exactly thorough. So I began looking for a book. A book that I didn't remember the title of, the cover art, or even the color of. But damn it, how many books could be here? I flipped over the bed, I checked through the closets, I looked through literally every drawer in the entire room, and I couldn't find it. Maybe I put it somewhere else. Maybe I took it with me and don't remember? Or maybe they broke in after all and just took the book. I don't know, that seems like kind of a lot of work for a simple book, right? I decided to take a break, because what I really needed right now, outside of information, outside of rest, outside of even food, was a shower. There was enough dirt in my hair to fill a sandbox. So I went to the bathroom and started to get ready. Looking at myself in the mirror, it looked like I had aged 10 years in about 2 days. But I had seen this trick before. Sometimes the mirrors in Brightwall play tricks on you. I closed my eyes and shook my head and opened them again. Nope, not a trick this time. I just look like the reanimated corpse of Abe Vigoda. I need sleep. After the shower, I thought, turned the shower on and waited till the hot water kicked in. But something strange sounded from inside the shower. Now, I'm pretty used to hearing water hit a bathtub, but there was something wrong. It sounded like something dull, like something muffled the sound. You don't think. I slid the curtains back to the side, and lo and behold, sitting there at the bottom of a bathtub, getting absolutely soaked in shower water, was a book. Who the hell leaves a book in a bathtub? What was I thinking? I dove in and grabbed it out as quick as possible. It was still salvageable, thank God, but it definitely took some damage. I began the delicate process of drying off the book paper, which involves several steps to keep each page pristine and intact. Alright, I patted it down with a towel and used a hairdryer. Look, I don't have a whole lot of time. Some of the letters were faded out, and it wasn't the easiest to read, especially for how old the book was. I mean, 5 years doesn't seem that old, but apparently everything ages in Brightwall like 1,000 times quicker, so it was like reading an ancient scroll found in a cave. The book told of the history of Brightwall, but mostly it was the political side. The mayor giving way to other mayors. Occasionally congressmen and city council folk would arrive and then disappear mysteriously. The book never gave any actual reason, just a list of names and what happened to them, and I guess that's what happens when you disappear mysteriously. You stay a mystery. But now I had to wonder. Knowing what I know, did the Watchers just watch, or were they behind it all? The last entries in the book were all about the final couple of mayors. A Mayor Kennedy, who fell down the stairs and died, but Grasstain Gertie seemed to believe that he was assassinated, probably due to the fact that they found a hatchet in his head. That gave way to a Mayor Vaughn, which fits the timelines of things beginning to spiral out of control, but I don't remember hearing about a Mayor Vaughn while I was here. There was a mayor, though. I do remember that much. I think we talked at some point. But it wasn't a Mayor Vaughn, it was a Mayor Queen. I could probably check in with her to see where all of this is coming from. She's nice. Or at least she was the last time we talked. I don't remember much about it, but I guess they say no news is good news, right? I was about to close the book and get another audience with the mayor, but something on the page corner caught my eye. It was a scrawled note in one of the corners of the book. Really unneat handwriting, like it was written in a hurry and while moving, but it also seemed fresh. The ink bled a little with the rest of the damp pages. But it was definitely written within the last month or so? Maybe by the librarian? I couldn't tell. I don't know how librarians write anymore. It was 4 simple words, but it changed the entire game plan. The message was short and complete. It said, "The Queen must fall."
This concludes our broadcast day.